Hi, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson, and I'm here to help you heal your anxiety. On today's episode, what we're going to talk about is a lot of us, when we're going through anxiety, we want to get rid of it right now. We want it out of our lives right this second. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to think about it. We don't want to feel it. Nothing. We want it out of our lives. And the thing is that I definitely understand where you're coming from of wanting that immediate result. But the thing is that there is a reason why you are currently experiencing your anxiety. And it's not a conscious issue. It's more of a subconscious issue that we're having. And when it comes to the subconscious mind, it is more difficult to deal with, and it takes longer in order for it to change the direction or change the current mindset that we have into something new. But the thing is that you need to understand is that it is possible. It is 100% possible to change that mindset and get out of anxiety and get out of that so you can go back to the person that you used to be. That is a very important thing that we need to instill in ourselves and saying to ourselves, regardless of how I feel right now, that it's still possible to overcome my anxiety. I remember whenever I was going through my own struggle, my own journey with anxiety, and how difficult it was and how depressed I got because I said to myself, there's no hope. There is no way for me to overcome this struggle. I don't like to say suffering. I like saying struggle. And I just felt so hopeless because, again, nobody understood what I was going through. I didn't even understand what I was going through. I felt confused. I felt lost. I felt like I went insane. I know that most people feel like that. You feel like you went insane or you're about to go insane. And I wanted this thing out of my life so fast and so quickly. I just wanted instant gratification, that instant result. And there's something that I've come to realize is that whenever we want an instant result about something, right? And I don't want to press on this issue so much, because for some people it might help, but from the majority of the people that I've spoken to, the people that I have helped in overcoming their anxiety, and people that I personally know in my own community, my own family, that have taken the route of medication because they want that instant result of feeling better, is that for majority of them, 90, I would say, I don't know the exact percentage, but majority of them the medication didn't help them, it made it worse, or that it just didn't help them in calming down. And the side effects affected them even more, and also the withdrawals that they had whenever they wanted to come off the medication. And they also needed to rely on that medication. And this is why I am such a big believer in doing it naturally and not taking the medication, because the medication is more of a fast solution. But at the same time, I understand that some people need a crutch. Sometimes whenever we have a broken leg, right? Whenever somebody breaks their legs, they need a crutch in order to walk for a while. And that's okay. But the thing is that I always try to do the natural way first. And I've realized that people that I've worked with that have done it naturally, they have long-lasting results than the ones that took the medication. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with taking medication, and I'm not telling you not to take the medication. If that's your choice, then, go ahead and take it. That's what you want. But for people that want to take with a natural route, I'm telling you, as somebody that went through anxiety and overcame it and was able to help others overcome it, I am telling you that it is definitely 100% possible to overcome your anxiety naturally, and it will last you longer. And the reason why is because Again, it's a subconscious issue that we're having. And if we fix that issue, if we fix that problem that we're having, right, then we will have a much easier time in the future when other situations, like for example, that stress us out, we're able to handle it better. So somebody that there's a reason why we have anxiety from the get-go. There's a reason why it even happened to us. And the thing is, we have this certain mindset that has created the anxiety. So for me, taking the pill didn't make sense because the pill doesn't solve the problem of the current mindset that I have. So I had to change my mindset. And the anxiety comes from a place of 4 reasons. Number 1, a low self-esteem. Number 2, a low self-confidence. Number 3, negative thinking. And number 4, if you went through a traumatic experience or something through trauma you experienced certain trauma, those are the reasons why you experience anxiety. And if you heal those, you will feel much better. So again, if you heal yourself, naturally it will last longer. Of course, it takes more time, 100%, but easy come, easy go. And this is what I told myself. I was this close, me personally, to take the medication because I felt so hopeless. I felt so down. I felt so lost. And I said to myself that this is the only hope that I have. And I remember my brother calling me. He's like, Emmanuel, please hold off just a few more weeks, because he personally himself takes medication, and he takes it to today. He's been taking already for 17 years for anxiety and depression. He takes it, and he's like, Emmanuel, trust me. You can always take the medication later on. Try to do it naturally. This is what he told me. And I thank God I listened to him, because I remember I was holding the medication in my hand from the psychiatrist that he gave me. And thank God I didn't take it, because I worked on myself and I didn't give up, and I pushed and I pushed and I pushed, and eventually I came out of my anxiety. It took me some time, again, a good 3 years, but now I've been anxiety free for 9 years, and my brother's still struggling with it. It's very difficult for him to come off the medication. Now, another thing that I have realized is that with anything in life in general, and you can apply this, specifically with anxiety, is that things happen in stages. Things don't just happen out of the blue. It doesn't happen that way. And you might think that, you know what, I got my anxiety, like you have anxiety, and it just came out of the blue. But if you look deeper, if you look back, if you work on yourself, you realize that your anxiety, it was a buildup from years and years and years of a low self-esteem, negative thinking about yourself, or other people have continuously, put you down. And it was from years and years of stress, worry, that put a lot of pressure on yourself. And even with being a perfectionist, I remember we spoke about this in the last episode, being a perfectionist is the reason why you're a perfectionist, is because, again, from a low self-esteem, you want everything to be perfect, because if it's not, then it makes you feel less valuable. And that puts a lot of pressure on somebody after a long time. It takes a toll on the body. It takes a toll on the nervous system, specifically with the sympathetic nervous system. And eventually, from years and years and years of stress, worry, that it just overloaded, and a certain situation triggered the anxiety. And that's what happened. So it happened in stages. And so too, with overcoming anxiety, it happens in stages. It doesn't happen from today to tomorrow, even though I know that you want it to be gone. But the good news is that there is a path. There is a way to get out of it. And to get from point A to point B, you'll have to go through certain stages in order to get to your end goal. And you might not feel those stages, you might not realize it, but if you have the guidance, if you have somebody guiding you and showing you the path of how to get from point A to point B, you will have a much clearer picture and have more hope in getting there. But even if you do it by yourself, just understand that you healing yourself, going through therapy, right? Working on yourself every single day, trying to think more positively, working on your self-esteem, working on your self-confidence every single day, building yourself. It will happen in stages. Then all of a sudden you will start feeling much better and much happier, and you will see the difference. But again, it happens in stages. Just like my wife, we gave birth to a baby girl, and it was our second child. And I was nervous the entire 9 months. I'm like, how are we going to take care of a second child? It's a lot of work. And whenever my wife did give birth, what happened was that I realized that I forgot in the newborn stage, they're pretty much sleeping, eating, burping them, showering them, and they're changing the diapers. That's what's happening. I realized is that it all happens in stages. From my first daughter, right, that was a newborn, that became a baby, that became a toddler, and then it was going to become a child, right? It all happens in stages. It doesn't happen everything in one shot. It's amazing how that all works. Even in anything, in a relationship. Take a relationship with somebody, right? When you first met your spouse, what happens is that you go on the first date. It's all that you're nervous, like you're feeling, if he's going to like me, she's going to like me. How is the date going to go? You're really nervous. And then afterwards, there is a different stage. There's a second stage of the relationship where you guys feel more comfortable. So it all happens in stages. That all of a sudden from the second stage, you go to become engaged, and then you become, married. And then there's always stages that happens. And same thing with anxiety and healing your anxiety. It happens all in stages, and it does take time. Patience is the key. But just know, again, I'm going to reiterate this, is that it is possible 100% to fully overcome your anxiety naturally. And I have done that myself. And this is what I do. I help other people now in healing their anxiety naturally. I want to say thank you guys for listening. If you did like the episode, please click the like button and also give us a 5-star rating. It really helps out to reach other people, because my mission in life is to help people to heal their anxiety naturally. That's what I want to do. And I hope you enjoy this episode, and I'll see you guys next time.